Dear all, Autism Learning Materials Supermarket is an autism community project implemented by NBAI, AI for Autism, Job4autism, and Mr. Duong Lam to provide authentic and updated 24/7 documents thanks to artificial intelligence for parents with children with autism and related disorders, specialized teachers, inclusive teachers, and therapists. Today, we would like to introduce video N0.25, Autism Intervention, from Blocks to AI.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something pretty incredible, the evolution of support for children with autism. We're going to go from the foundational methods that have been used for decades all the way to the absolute cutting-edge tools of tomorrow. So let's start with the big question, the one at the heart of all of this. How can we really support a child's development when it matters most? Well, after decades of research, the answer isn't just about what we teach, it's about when we teach it. Turns out there's a very specific and very powerful window of time we have to talk about. And here it is. Experts call this the golden window, and they call it that for a really good reason. In those first 6 years of life, a child's brain is just unbelievably flexible. Its ability to learn and forge new pathways is at an absolute all-time high. This means that the right kind of support during this time, well, it doesn't just help a little bit. It can literally change a child's entire life trajectory. Okay, so we've got this crucial golden window. How do we make the most of it? Well, for decades, the go-to scientific approach has been something called applied behavior analysis, or ABA. And inside that big world, there are two key techniques that form the foundation of so much of this work, DTT and NET. Now, looking at this chart, you can see these two methods kind of look like polar opposites, right? On one side, you have discrete trial training, or DTT. This is your highly structured, teacher-led, sit-at-a-table kind of learning. The goal is to build a very specific skill from the ground up, using clear rewards. But then, on the other side, you've got natural environment teaching, or NET. This is all about taking those skills out into the real world. It's led by the child's interests, and the reward is just the natural outcome of doing something. The best way to think about it is like learning a language. First, you've got to sit down and learn the alphabet, the grammar, the vocabulary. You need those structured building blocks before you can go out and have a real conversation. And this is exactly what DTT looks like in practice. Let's say we're teaching a child to point to your eye. It's broken down into these super clear, repeatable steps. First, the teacher gives the command and physically guides the child's hand. Boom. Praise, maybe a sticker. Then you do it again and again, with a little less help each time, until the child can do it all on their own. It's a really careful, meticulous process to build a rock-solid skill. But, and this is so important, learning a skill in a therapy room is not the end goal. I mean, it's useless if it just stays there, right? That is NET's job. It takes that skill and helps the child generalize it. So after learning to point to their eye at the table, now we ask, where's your eye, while playing with it all. NET is what makes the skill real and useful. So this partnership, this 1-2 punch of DTT and NET, has been the gold standard for a long time. It works. But now technology is starting to step into the ring, with the promise of making learning even more effective, and just as importantly, a whole lot more engaging. And this is the question that's driving this whole next wave of innovation. Remember NET? How it's all about following a child's lead, tapping into their interests? Well, what if you could take that core idea and just supercharge it with the power of artificial intelligence? And that's exactly what Matthew Gugamos, a speech pathologist and the CEO of iTherapy, is getting at here. It's a simple idea, but it's so powerful. Motivation is everything, and there's nothing more motivating than the things we already love. That's the logic behind AI-powered tools like the Inner Voice app. Okay, so that all sounds great in theory. But what does it actually look like in practice? How does AI take these principles we've been talking about and give them a 21st century upgrade? Get this, instead of a therapist holding up flashcards, imagine a kid who's absolutely obsessed with trains. They see one, they take a picture of it with a tablet, and an AI-powered avatar immediately pops up. It labels the train, it starts talking about it, it turns it into a conversation. The app basically sees the world through the camera and transforms anything the child is interested in into an instant, personalized lesson. It is the core idea of NET, just made infinitely adaptable and scalable with technology. Now, you'd think that these new tools are all about the student, right? But here's the big surprise. The real plot twist. AI's most revolutionary potential? It might not be for the child, but for the human expert who's right there with them. Ask any special educator or therapist, they are drowning in paperwork. Data collection, progress reports, billing, all this administrative work eats up a huge amount of their time and energy. It's a massive driver of burnout, and it takes them away from what they actually want to be doing, teaching. And this is where AI can be a total game changer. By automating all those soul-crushing admin tasks, AI can serve as a powerful assistant. It frees up the human expert to finally focus on the uniquely human parts of the job, connecting with kids, understanding their needs, and guiding their learning. And this, right here, is the key to the whole thing. The point isn't to replace the humans, it's to empower them. As Gugamel says, AI is supposed to be a tool for us. It's there to do the grunt work so that the teachers and therapists can finally actually do the job they signed up for in the first place. So when you combine that irreplaceable human expertise with these new, intelligent tools, what does the future look like? Well, it looks like a future where support is more personalized, more engaging, and more accessible than ever. We started this journey with simple building blocks, but now we're creating tools that can learn right alongside a child. The question moving forward is no longer just how we teach during that golden window, but how we can use this technology to turn every child's unique passions into the very key that unlocks their potential.
Autism Learning Materials Supermarket would like to thank parents, teachers, and interventionists. Please disseminate to relevant people in the autism community so that more and more people can access this authentic and scientific learning resource. To raise awareness in the community, please subscribe to watch the next videos. For any questions, please contact the email